So in this video, I will be explaining a problem from line balancing topic. So in line balancing, there are three different methods. The first method is Kilbridge-Wester heuristic method. So to solve the problem using this method, I have taken a simple problem here. So the problem is the precedence relationship of an assembly line is as follows. The desired output capacity is 48 number per day. That is, a total of 48 products are going to be manufactured in an assembly line if the factory runs for 2 shifts per day. That means each shift of 8 hours. So you have 8-hour shifts, and in a day they are going to run 2 shifts, right? So you are supposed to determine the cycle time first. What is the cycle time? And the second one is to draw the precedence diagram, and third one is balance the line. So this is the data given to us. There are 7 work elements. So 1 to 7 are the work elements, and for completing these 7 work elements, the duration is given and immediate predecessor. So what is predecessor is all these 7 work elements are generally interrelated or interconnected with each other. So that means work element 1 can be started without any predecessor here. There is no precedence given to us. Whereas to start with work element 2, work element 1 is to be finished. Once the work element 1 gets finished, then only the second element will start. Similarly, to start with third element, the second element have to be finished. Even for fourth and fifth also, the second element have to be completed. That is, all these 7 elements generally they are interconnected with or interrelated with each other. So you have to draw the precedence diagram. This is what is a precedence diagram with respect to the other elements. That is, one activity starts with the first element and ends with seventh element, followed by the intermediate elements which are connected with each other in a logical sequence. So let us draw the precedence diagram for all the 7 elements with respect to the precedence values or precedence elements given to us. So to draw the precedence diagram, first you have to understand, or first you have to keep in mind that the node. What is node? Node is generally represented with the circle. So all the circles here, whatever I have drawn, represents the nodes. In the circles, you have to indicate or you have to put all the 7 elements here. So within the circles, I have put all the 7 elements here, where these lines, inclined lines or horizontal lines with respect to the arrow mark, indicates that the sequence or the path which is followed by the elements. That is, 1 is following 2, 2 is following 3, 2 is also following 4. So here you can see 1 is following 2, 1 is following 2, next 2 is following 3, 2 is following 4, 2 is following 5. So that means 2 is following 3, 4 and 5. That means to start 3, 4, 5 work elements, so the second element have to be finished. Here we have completed with second element. So once the second element is completed, then only you can start with the third, fourth and fifth elements. That is, these 3 elements are interrelated or interconnected with the second element. Similarly, here you can see to start with the sixth element, 3, 4, 5 is to be completed. Since we have completed with 3, 4 and 5, then obviously you can enter with the sixth element here, you can see. So sixth element will start only after completion of 3, 4 and 5. We have finished with 3, 4, 5. So therefore we can start with the sixth element. And finally to start with the seventh element, sixth element have to be finished. Since we have completed with sixth element, now we can go with the seventh element. That means all these 7 elements are interconnected or interrelated with each other in a logical sequence, which is generally called as precedence. Okay, so this is the way how we are supposed to draw the precedence diagram. I repeat once again, to have the work element 1, there is no precedence given to us. That is, you can start directly the work element 1. So I have indicated 1. Before this, there is no precedence. So therefore, 1 can be started without any disturbance. Whereas to start with second element, 1 is to be completed. Since we have completed with 1, now you can start with the second element. That is, 1 is connected to 2. Next 2 is connected to 3, 2 is connected to 4, 2 is connected to 5. 2 is connected to 3, 4 and 5 that we have done. Next 3, 4, 5 are connected to 6. 3, 4, 5 are connected to 6th element, and 6th element is connected to 7th. So in this way you have to draw the precedence diagram. So once the precedence diagram is completed, now we see the procedure for finding out the cycle time. How to find out the cycle time is, see here you have a formula. Cycle time is equal to available time per day upon required output per day. What is available time per day? You have in the question he has given 2 shifts and each shift will works for 8 hours, right? So 2 into 8, 16 hours. So because here the values are given, the duration is given in terms of minutes, I need to convert these hours into minutes by multiplying with 60. 2 into 8, 16 hours into 60 upon required output, how much we are getting? 48 number we are getting. So therefore I have divided here. Okay, so finally you'll get the answer as 20 minutes. So the cycle time by using this particular formula, you got it as 20 minutes. Then the third one is balance the line. Balancing the line is nothing but all these 7 elements are to be allocated to different workstations. Here you can see I have allocated to the different workstations by adopting the 2 conditions here. So you can see the 2 conditions. Condition number 1, to assign, see I repeat, to assign all the 7 elements to different workstations. The 2, it is not OR condition. Both the conditions have to be satisfied. What is the first condition is all the predecessors should have been assigned, and the second one is time required by task should be available at workstation. So what is the time which we got? 20 minutes. So these 2 conditions are to be satisfied. Let us see how these conditions are worked out in assigning the work elements to the workstations. Okay, so workstation 1, first I take workstation 1. I don't know about how many stations will come here, so first I take workstation 1. So here in case of second column, eligible tasks, what are the elements that are eligible to assign, and in the third one, what are the elements that can be assigned, and fourth one, what is the station time and what is the idle time. This is a tabular column which you need to remember. So coming to the first workstation, eligible tasks are 1 2 3 4 5. How they are eligible is, see here you can see 1. What is the first condition? First condition is all predecessors should have been assigned. So here for 1 there is no precedence, right? So because there is no precedence, I can assign 1 in the eligible task, right? Whereas coming to the second one, to start with the second one, the work element 1, there is a precedence that work element 1 is there. So because I have assigned already with 1, so 2 is also the eligible one. Similarly, to start with 3, the second element is to be completed. So to start with 3, because second element is assigned, the third element is also eligible, because 3 4 5 are interrelated or connected with the second element only. So therefore 1 2 3 4 5 are the eligible tasks, whereas assignable tasks are only 1 and 2. Why only 1 and 2? Because work element, see element 1, here element 1, the duration is 10 minutes, right? So here for element 1 the duration is 10 minutes. For element 2, what is the time? It is 6 minutes. So for element 2 it is 6 minutes. Though 3 4 5 are also eligible. Why they are eligible 3 4 5? Because to start with 3 4 5, second element is to be completed. Since we have completed with second element also, 3 4 5 are not eligible now, because 10 plus 6 already 16 minutes have done. If I assign 3 4 5 also, see here you can see for 3 there is 5 minutes. So if I assign 10 plus 6, 16 plus 5, 21. So the second condition is telling that, so it should not cross a cycle time as 20 minutes. The time required by task should be available. The available time should be there. That is, it should not cross more than 20 minutes. So here it is 10 plus 6, 16. Still 4 hours is remaining. But when you assign the third element here, what happens? Because it is the duration for completion is 5 minutes. So if I assign 3, so therefore here it will become 5. 10 plus 6, 16 plus 5, 21. So it is crossing 20. I cannot assign, though they are eligible, because second element is completed, they cannot be assigned into workstation 1 because it is exceeding the value of 20 minutes. So it is not satisfying the second condition. Therefore only 1 and 2 can be assigned to station 1. So 10 plus 6, 16. What is idle time here? 4 minutes. Similarly for station 2, now whatever are not assigned, then I will enter into station 2. So coming to station 2, station 2, 1 and 2 we have completed with. So let us see 3, 4, 5, because second element is already completed. Here we have assigned second element. So 3, 4, 5 are eligible because second element predecessors are completed, have assigned according to the first condition. So let us see 3, 4, 5. 5 plus 5 plus 8. So 3, 4, 5 are eligible. Even 3, 4, 5 can be assigned because here you can see third one 5, fourth one 5, fifth one is 8. So 5, 5 and 8. What is the value here? 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 8, 18. So because it is not exceeding the value of 20 minutes here, so therefore you can easily have it 18. Okay, so what is the ideal time here? 2 minutes is the ideal time. 20 minus 18 is 2. And coming to the next one, 6 and 7 are left over because 3, 4, 5 are assigned already. 6 and 7 are now left over. So eligible tasks are 6 and 7. Okay, so 6 and 7, what is the duration? Both are assigned. And 9 plus 8, the values here, duration is given as 9 plus 8. So I have written 9 and 8. 9 plus 8 is 17. So 20 it is not exceeding. So therefore 20 minus 17 is 3 minutes. So therefore 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 3 is 9 minutes is the total ideal time. So in this way we can balance the line. That means we have to assign all the work elements into the different workstations where the total ideal time will get reduced. So this is the way we have to solve the problem using the first method. The first one is you have to determine what is the cycle time. The second one is to draw the precedence diagram by interrelating all the elements or activities. And the third one is you have to balance the line. That is, you have to allocate the elements or the activities into different workstations. Therefore your ideal time will get minimized by keeping in mind these two conditions. One is all predecessors should have been assigned. Without assigning the predecessors, you cannot go for the assignment. The second condition is the time required, whatever the cycle time which you have obtained, it should be available. That is, it should not cross that particular time. So these are the two conditions to be remembered. So thank you so much for watching the video.